Welcome into this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. I am your fearless leader, Tyler Jones, here with you. Thanks for joining us. With Memorial Day weekend in the rearview mirror, we now turn our attention to OTAs, which begin for the Hawks today. We will give you our comprehensive preview of 5 things to watch for from the off-season training program. We'll go over all that and more coming up in just a bit. With Seahawks football almost here, folks, we're getting another step closer, another day away, folks. If you're ready for Seahawks football, spam S in the comment section. I want to see at least 300 S's. If we get 300 S's, we'll give a shout-out on a later edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Spam those S's, and we'll get started with today's show. OTAs. Now, to kind of give some context about OTAs here, you will not see live contact drills occurring. On top of that, it is voluntary. This is not like mandatory minicamp. You don't have to be there, but it is highly recommended and advised that you show up and be there for the majority of the practices, especially on the offensive side of the ball where they are installing a new offensive system, and this will help things speed along that process to get everybody on the same page quicker. So let's begin at the quarterback position with the new QB1 in Seattle, Sam Darnold. This is our first look at Sam Darnold in a Seahawks uniform outside of some nice AI images and jersey swaps. Now we get to finally see the real thing. And for Sam Darnold, this is a huge opportunity for him to step into this Seattle team that won 10 games this season ago, to reunite with Klint Kubiak as his offensive coordinator after previously working together in San Francisco, working with one of the best young receivers in the NFL in JSN, along with a great veteran in Cooper Kupp here. I believe in Sam Darnold, and I think that he's got a real chance to shine this season and beyond with this Seahawks team. And I think one of the things, too, with him already being familiar with working with Klint Kubiak, that you're going to see this offense pick up things pretty quickly. Typically what we see, to kind of give an idea, folks, when a new scheme is installed, you are looking at about the first half of the season typically. It takes time to adjust and for everybody to get acclimated and get on the same page with that new scheme. I think because Klint is coming in with his guys and with Darnold also coming in with experience in this system, that should move the process along much quicker and put Sam and this offense in a position to succeed. Darnold had this to say on working with Klint Kubiak. I know foundation is the run game, and we're going to run the rock. I know Klint is big on running the rock, and if you got to do that and building that off of play-action keepers and dropping back when you have to, again, just very, I know I keep using this word, but very excited to get rolling on what this system and what this offense is going to look like. And I think Sam is going to shine. I think the offensive line is greatly improved from what it was a season ago here. Watch out. I think the best is yet to come for Sam Darnold, and they should get things clicking right away this week here with the first session of OTAs. Do you believe in the new QB1 in Seattle, Sam Darnold? It is our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break while the ad's playing. Get your votes in. Let me know what you think. Type B for believe, D for don't. Weigh in the comment section and sound off. Number 2 on our what to watch for list for the Hawks. Let's talk about that new offensive scheme under offensive coordinator Klint Kubiak coming over from the New Orleans Saints. And this is going to look a hell of a lot different than what we saw in 2024 under Ryan Grubb. One of the big points of emphasis, we have stressed this a lot on this show last season, was the lack thereof in the run game. And what was I calling for week after week on this show? Big Tex can back me up on this. Run the damn ball! And we unfortunately saw one too many times where Geno Smith was throwing it 40 and 45-plus times a game. That's going to change, and it is the bread and butter of this offense. There's a lot of zone running and zone blocking involved here with this scheme, and I think the first step of the install of this offense is going to be getting everyone on the same page when it comes to what they're going to be as a physical football team, finding their identity through that run game. And Kubiak talked about bringing his new offensive scheme to Seattle recently and said this: I know that we have a darn good group of teachers. That's our job as coaches, to be excellent teachers and to get them up to speed with the verbiage. These guys are football players. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're going to say some things probably a little bit differently. But it's important that we all get together early and often and start to learn this new language. For us as their coaches, we're serving these guys. We're going to be at our best to make sure we're the best teachers for them so they learn fast. I mean, it's almost biblical, right? When you talk about servant leadership, to me, I think that's one of the signs of a great leader is somebody that is a servant leader that's willing to go out of their way and put others first. And that's what Klint Kubiak is taking with this approach here. And I think that you're going to see with where this run game is going to go, with everybody buying in, to me, that's going to be a huge step for this team in their success going forward in 2025. I believe the Seahawks offense is going to be tremendously improved from what it was a season ago. We don't have to worry about the days of only scoring 6 points against the Chicago Bears on the day after Christmas on Thursday Night Football. Those nightmares are over. Thankfully, Seattle still won that game, though. Do you think Seattle's offense is going to be improved this season? You got two options here. Type white for yes, in for no. Wait in the comments section. Tell me what you think. We here at Seahawks Today are bringing you nonstop Seahawks coverage with our daily news and rumors. We have live shows each and every week. We also are bringing you breaking news, Q&A mailbags. We're going to be on top of OTAs like no one else is and giving you all the info that you need to know here on the channel. So if you love the Hawks, you got to be subscribed to stay up to date, from OTAs to mandatory minicamp to also training camp. We got it all for you here on the channel. Subscribe now. Lock us in. We got you covered. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. To subscribe now for free. You'll be glad you did. All right, let's talk Cooper Kupp now. Cooper Kupp, one of the biggest names to now join the Seattle Seahawks, and he is a part of a new-look wide receiver room. It's not just Cooper Kupp, but also MVS and among others, and then the names that left in the fold, like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. And I'll say this, in life, change can be a little nerve-wracking at times. But I think this is pretty exciting of what we're about to see here. JSN taking on a bigger role as the, without question, number one receiver in this offense, the go-to guy for Sam Darnold. Cooper Kupp playing alongside him, and then seeing some of the youngsters, how they step up, like Horton and others here. I'm very intrigued. And Brian Walters, who does a great job with the Seattle Seahawks radio network, he was on Seattle Sports Radio within the last couple of days, and he was asked about this receiving core. He said they really revamped this wide receiver room to fit that Kubiak scheme, and they have guys that are just better route runners and guys that just kind of complement each other. I think JSN and Cooper Kupp are going to be so fun to watch together because how do you cover both of them? That's the thing. They're such technicians. They're so smart with what they do. Now, as exciting as this is, it's not complete just yet. Got to figure out what you're going to do to fill kind of that DK Metcalf role of sorts of who's going to be that X receiver. And there's already been rumblings from Klint Kubiak himself that it actually might be from the tight end spot with Elijah Arroyo, who they drafted from Miami potentially. So got some kinks to potentially figure out here, but I think there's reason to be optimistic of where this receiving core is going to go from here. And with Cooper Kupp, you get a great leader. I think he's still got a lot of great football left in him. And JSN, his best football is still yet to come as well. This would be a lot of fun, I can guarantee you that. How would you grade Seattle's receiver room? If you had to scale it 1 through 10 in the comments section, what do you think of this group? Weigh in, let me know. Tell me what your confidence level is, 1 through 10. How you think of this group heading into 2025. Chime in that comment section and let us know. So I don't know how many people know this, but Darius Rucker, country music superstar, he is a diehard Seattle Seahawks fan. And I love me some Darius Rucker. Who doesn't enjoy Wagon Wheel, right? The song's a classic. Better than the original, I'd say. Well, he has got some new merchandise available at chatsports.com/Darius of Seahawks Western gear. This looks fantastic, by the way, folks. This is personally designed by Darius Rucker himself for you, the 12s, for Seahawks fans. And here's the other thing about it. It's on sale. 40% off while supplies last. You got to be jumping on this, folks. I might have to buy this for myself. I love Western gear. I love wearing cowboy boots. What better way to be rocking out with your hawk out than wearing some Seahawks Western gear straight from Darius Rucker himself? Have we seen Darius Rucker raise the 12th man flag yet? I would like to see him do it wearing this shirt. You can get this same shirt designed by Darius Rucker at chatsports.com/Darius. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. 40% off now. Check it out. You'll be glad you did. We've gone this far without talking about Jalen Milroe to this point, and that's not a knock on Milroe. We've just had a lot to talk about here on today's show, and I can't wait to see more of Jalen Milroe. After he had a very impressive rookie minicamp, now we get to see how he steps up with the veterans in the building now, and it feels like with Jalen Milroe, he's the shiny new toy of sorts, right? There's a great unknown here with his athleticism, his arm strength, and he's got work to do. He's not ready to be a day one starter by any stretch of the imagination, but what could he potentially become? Remember what Dan Orlovsky said heading into the draft, that he had the highest ceiling of any quarterback that was out there? I'm intrigued. And we've already heard some rumblings about, even though he won't be the starter, that Klint Kubiak and Mike Macdonald have some ideas of how to work him and get him involved in the offense. His former head coach, the GOAT, Nick Saban of ESPN's College Game Day, gave some insights on the draft pick by Seattle of what Jalen Milroe is going to bring to this Seahawks team. And Saban said this: he's going to give the Seahawks an element of offense that nobody else in this draft can give anybody, because this guy is fast, he's explosive, and look, he can throw the ball. He's got a strong arm. He's a deep, strong thrower. He just needs a little refinement and consistency in the passing game, and he could be an outstanding player. So that's that from Nick Saban, who personally recruited and coached Jalen Milroe. He would know Jalen Milroe as well as anybody there, and I can't wait. I cannot sit here and guarantee, truthfully, that Jalen Milroe is ever going to be a franchise quarterback in this league, but it makes things interesting nonetheless. And at the worst case scenario, you've got a backup quarterback and you got an athlete that you can find different ways to get on the football field. I think it's a win. Let's see more of Jalen Milroe, what he potentially has in store here in 2025. What are you excited to see at Seahawks OTAs? If you had to name one thing, what would it be and why? Chime in that comment section. I'll tell you one more thing here in a moment that I'm watching for, but I want to hear from you guys. Weigh in and let us know. We spent a lot of time today talking about offense. How about the defensive side of the ball and another rookie? Nick Emmanwori, the second-round pick out of South Carolina. The Seahawks had a first-round grade on him. They traded up to pick 35 to select him. And there's an unknown about, okay, what are they exactly going to do with Nick Emmanwori, especially when you have two very good safeties already in the Pro Bowler Julian Love and Kobe Bryant, who had a breakout season last year in 2024. Well, I can tell you this. There's going to be a significant role for him of some sorts. Whether he's playing nickel or whether he's a third safety, he's got experience playing inside linebacker and outside linebacker as well. He is too good not to get on the football field, and he's been drawing a lot of comparisons, even prior to the draft process, before he even suited up for Seattle, to the great Cam Chancellor. And they've already been talking. They've established a friendship with one another, as Cam's a big fan of Nick. And Nick said this to The Athletic recently: I love those expectations of being compared to Chancellor, but of course I'm going to make my own imprint on the league. We're looking to recreate the Legion of Boom. especially if I can fit in with the Cam Chancellor type of role. If that's the role that he takes on, this team is going to be something. I mean, for many years to come. Adding a Cam Chancellor type, he's got the size. He looks like Cam Chancellor. But if he can become even just a shade of Cam Chancellor, that would do wonders for this defense. Appreciate y'all watching this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. For continuing Seahawks coverage, subscribe now for free. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. You made it to the end of today's video. That means you're a real one. Spam 12 in the comments section because you're a real 12. I'm Tyler Jones. Enjoy OTAs, and we'll see you next time here on the channel.